Picture this. It is 3 a.m. The house is dead silent, and suddenly your cat is doing parkour off the living room walls, screaming the song of their people. You wake up exhausted, look at that innocent furry face in the morning, and wonder, is he doing this on purpose? Is my cat broken? Or does he secretly hate me? We have all been there. You buy them a $50 orthopedic bed, and they choose to sleep in the dirty cardboard box it came in. You try to pet them, and they look at you like you just insulted their ancestors. But what if I told you that some of your totally normal, everyday human behaviours are actually causing your cat deep emotional pain? Yes, you heard that right. Today, we are going to expose the secret things you do that hurt your cat emotionally. And trust me, they never, ever forget. I promise you, by the end of this video, you will look at your purring little weirdo in a completely different light. Before we dive into the feline psychology, hit the comments right now and tell me, what is the name of your furry hooligan, and what is the weirdest thing they do? To truly understand why we are unintentionally breaking our cats' hearts, we need to take a quick trip back in time. You see, despite the cute little bow ties we put on them, cats are not just small, funny-looking dogs. Inside that fluffy, purring exterior beats the heart of a solitary, apex predator. In the wild, cats are both hunters and the hunted. This means their entire operating system is built on two things: controlling their territory and staying hyper-aware of danger. They are hardwired to be independent, deeply routine-oriented, and extremely sensitive to their environment. When we brought these magnificent little beasts into our modern living rooms, we expected them to understand human affection. We want to hug them, surprise them, and treat them like human babies. But to a cat, human behaviour is utterly baffling. What we think is a loving gesture, their primal brain interprets as a massive red flag. They love us, sure, but their emotional bandwidth is totally different from ours. So, let us look at the specific human habits that clash with their wild instincts. Let us kick things off with mistake number 1, the forced cuddle session. We are all guilty of this emotional crime. You see your cat looking incredibly soft, bathed in sunlight, exposing that glorious, forbidden, fluffy belly. The temptation is absolutely overwhelming. You dive in, scoop them up like a newborn baby, squish their little cheeks, and shower them with 1,000 kisses. But instead of purring, your cat suddenly turns into a liquid ninja. They flatten their ears, their tail starts thrashing like an angry snake, and they squirm desperately to escape your loving embrace. If you hold on tighter, you might even get a swift swipe of the murder mittens. You are left sitting there, bleeding slightly, wondering why your pet is so ungrateful. You think you are showing love, but your cat feels completely disrespected. This is a classic case of a massive communication breakdown between two different species. For humans, tight physical contact means safety and deep affection. For cats, it means something entirely different and deeply alarming. Why does the forced cuddle hurt them so much? Because in the feline world, autonomy is everything. When you restrict a cat's movement by wrapping your arms tightly around them, their predatory instincts instantly kick into overdrive. To their tiny, hyper-vigilant brains, being held down feels exactly like being trapped in the jaws of a larger predator. You are stripping away their control, and a cat without control is a deeply terrified cat. By forcing affection, you are not building a bond. You are breaking their trust. They will remember that you are the unpredictable giant who traps them against their will. The next time you want to show love, practice the consent test. Offer your index finger slowly towards their nose. If they step forward and rub their cheek against your hand, congratulations, you have been granted petting privileges. If they just stare at you or look away, respect their boundaries. Giving them the freedom to choose when to interact is the greatest form of love you can offer a feline. Moving on to mistake number 2, the chaos maker. Let us talk about sudden loud noises and yelling. Picture a normal Tuesday evening. You are cooking dinner, trying to juggle 3 pots, and suddenly, crash! You drop a metal frying pan right onto the tile floor. Or maybe your favourite sports team just missed a crucial goal on TV and you jump up from the couch screaming in frustration. You look over and your cat has completely vanished, leaving only a cartoon-style cloud of dust behind. Hours later, you find them wedged behind the washing machine, eyes wide as saucers, shaking like a leaf. You might laugh it off, thinking they're just being overly dramatic. After all, it was just a dropped pan or a moment of sports passion. But to your cat, you just initiated the apocalypse. Subjecting your cat to a chaotic, loud environment on a regular basis is a surefire way to damage their emotional stability. They do not understand the context of the noise. They only register the sheer, unadulterated terror it brings into their territory. Here is the science behind the panic. Your cat's ears are essentially highly sophisticated satellite dishes. They can hear a mouse tiptoeing across a carpet 2 rooms away. Their hearing is vastly superior to ours, capturing incredibly high frequencies. So, when you drop a pan or yell across the house, what sounds loud to you is actually deafening and physically painful to them. Furthermore, cats do not understand English. When you yell, even if you are just aggressively cheering for a football game, they only perceive aggressive, threatening energy in their safe space. This causes massive spikes in their cortisol levels, the stress hormone. Chronic exposure to loud environments makes cats chronically anxious. They start sleeping with one eye open, leading to behavioural issues like overgrooming or hiding permanently. To keep your cat emotionally secure, try to maintain a relatively calm household. If you do drop something or make a loud noise, do not chase the cat to apologise. Let them decompress in their safe hiding spot until they feel brave enough to emerge on their own terms. Our third emotional offence is a dirty little secret, the neglected litter box. Imagine going to a public restroom at a gas station that has not been cleaned in 3 weeks. The smell is unbearable, there is nowhere clean to step, and you want to run away immediately. Well, that is exactly how your cat feels when you forget to scoop their litter box for a few days. We know life gets busy. You work late, you are tired, and scooping poop is definitely not the highlight of your evening. But leaving that box dirty is a huge insult to your cat. Suddenly, you find a surprise on your expensive living room rug. Or worse, right in the middle of your bed. Human instinct is to get angry. We think, he did this out of spite. He is punishing me. But let me tell you a secret about feline psychology. Cats do not do things out of spite. They are not plotting revenge because you forgot to buy their favourite treats. The out-of-box experience is a desperate cry for help and a sign of deep emotional distress. To understand the litter box drama, we must return to their wild roots. In nature, cats instinctively bury their waste to hide their scent from bigger, scarier predators. It is a fundamental survival tactic. When their indoor litter box is full, they cannot properly bury their new waste. Their instincts scream at them. Danger! Predators will smell this and find us. Using a dirty box makes them feel incredibly vulnerable and exposed to imaginary threats. So, they go looking for a clean, soft place where they can feel somewhat secure, like your laundry basket or your bed. When you force them into this stressful situation, it damages their sense of security in their own home. To keep your kitty emotionally balanced, you need to be the master of the scoop. The golden rule of cat ownership is 1 litter box per cat, plus 1 extra, scooped at least once, if not twice, a day. A clean bathroom equals a happy, confident cat who does not feel the need to leave smelly protests on your favourite pillows. Mistake number 4 brings us to a controversial toy, the laser pointer betrayal. We have all seen the hilarious videos. You click the little button, a bright red dot appears on the wall, and your cat instantly transforms into a ferocious, furry torpedo. They scramble across the hardwood floors, drift around corners and launch themselves at the wall, desperately trying to catch the elusive red bug. It is incredibly entertaining for us humans. We sit on the couch, barely moving a muscle, while the cat gets a full cardio workout. But have you ever noticed what happens when you finally put the laser pointer away? The cat paces around the room, frantically searching the floor, looking completely stressed out. They might even become agitated and suddenly bite your ankle as you walk by. What started as a fun game has actually triggered a deeply frustrating psychological loop in your cat's brain. You think you are playing with them, but emotionally, you are leading them on a wild goose chase that leaves them feeling incredibly unfulfilled. Here is why the red dot is an emotional roller coaster. A cat's hunting instinct is a specific sequence: stalk, pounce, catch, kill, and eat. This sequence releases a massive hit of dopamine in their brain, providing a profound sense of satisfaction and confidence. When you play with a laser pointer, the cat gets to stalk and pounce, but they never ever get to catch. There is no physical tactile feedback. The sequence is violently interrupted. Imagine playing a video game where you fight your way through the hardest level, but the game crashes right before you can save the princess, every single time. That is the level of frustration your cat is experiencing. Over time, this unresolved hunting drive can lead to neurotic behaviours and a sense of failure. They might start attacking shadows or become overly aggressive. The solution? You do not have to throw the laser away entirely, but you must complete the cycle. Always end a laser session by pointing the light onto a physical toy they can grab and bite, or immediately toss them a high-value treat to simulate a successful hunt. Now for mistake number 5, the routine wrecker. Have you ever decided to totally rearrange your living room on a Sunday afternoon? You move the sofa to the other wall, push the bookshelf into the corner, and buy a brand new rug. You stand back, admiring your fresh modern space, but then your cat walks into the room. Instead of appreciating your interior design skills, they drop low to the ground. Their tail puffs up like a bottle brush, and they start creeping around as if they have just entered a haunted house. They sniff the new rug suspiciously and refuse to sleep on their favourite spot because the chair has moved 2 feet to the left. You might think, "Oh, stop being dramatic, it is just furniture." But you have just committed a major emotional offence. You see, cats are the ultimate control freaks. They do not just live in your house, they own the geography of it. By changing their environment without warning, you have completely shattered their illusion of safety and predictability. Let us dig into the science of feline real estate. Cats navigate their world primarily through scent. Have you ever noticed your cat rubbing their cheeks against the corners of the walls, the sofa, or your shins? They have special scent glands on their faces, and they are busy leaving invisible pheromone markers that basically say, "This is mine, and this is safe." When you deep clean the carpets, wash all their bedding at once, or rearrange the furniture, you are literally erasing their identity from the home. It is the feline equivalent of gaslighting. They wake up and suddenly their secure fortress smells like artificial lemon and looks completely alien. This causes massive anxiety and can lead to stress-induced illnesses or behavioural problems. To avoid hurting them emotionally, try to introduce changes gradually. If you buy a new cat tree, put it next to the old one for a week before throwing the old one away. Let them transfer their precious pheromones at their own pace, keeping their tiny kingdom secure. Mistake number 6 is an old-school discipline tactic that needs to die. The water spray bottle. It is a tale as old as time. Your cat jumps onto the kitchen counter where you are preparing food, or they start violently scratching the side of your expensive leather sofa. You panic, grab the plastic spray bottle, and squirt them right in the face while yelling, "No! Bad kitty!" The cat scrambles away in a wet, humiliated panic. You put the bottle down, feeling victorious. "Ha! That will teach them," you think to yourself. But does it really? Fast forward 2 days, and you catch them right back on the counter. Only this time, they bolt the second they see you walk into the room. You have not taught them to stay off the counter. You have only taught them to wait until you are not looking. More importantly, you have inflicted serious emotional damage. Using a spray bottle, throwing objects, or physically punishing a cat is the fastest way to permanently destroy the bond you share with them. The psychology of punishment in felines is drastically different from dogs or humans. A cat's brain simply does not connect the delayed punishment to their natural behaviour. Scratching is not a crime to them. It is a vital biological need to stretch their muscles and mark territory. Climbing high is a survival instinct. When you spray them with water, they do not think, "Oh, I shouldn't scratch this couch." Instead, they think, "The giant human I trusted just attacked me out of nowhere for no reason." The spray bottle makes you the source of fear and unpredictability. Over time, your cat will start to view you as a threat rather than a protector. They will become skittish, evasive, and lose their emotional trust in you. Instead of punishing the bad behaviour, you must redirect it. Provide a sturdy, tall, scratching post right next to the couch. Put double-sided sticky tape on the counter to make it unpleasant, while offering a tall cat tree nearby. Reward the good behaviour and throw that spray bottle in the trash where it belongs. Let us talk about mistake number 7, the forced meet and greet. You have invited your best friend over, and they happen to bring their very energetic, tail-wagging golden retriever. Or maybe you are hosting a loud dinner party with 6 strangers. Because you love your cat and think they are the cutest thing on earth, you decide to show them off. You dig the cat out from under the bed, carry them into the living room, and plop them down right in the middle of the chaos. "Look everyone, pet Mr. Whiskers," you announce. Your friend reaches out a giant hand. The dog barks happily, and your cat absolutely loses its mind. They hiss, scratch your arm, and scramble back under the bed traumatized. You apologize to your guests, feeling embarrassed that your cat is being antisocial. But the reality is, you just threw your cat into a terrifying gladiator arena without their consent. Forcing a cat to interact with strange people or new animals is deeply damaging to their emotional well-being. To understand this, remember that cats are highly territorial creatures. Their home is their safe zone. When strangers or strange animals enter, a cat's instinct is to observe the potential threat from a high, secure vantage point. They need to assess the smells, the sounds, and the body language of the intruders before deciding if it is safe to approach. By dragging them out of hiding and forcing an interaction, you strip away their primary defense mechanism, flight. When a cat cannot flee, they are forced to fight. This causes intense emotional trauma and reinforces the idea that visitors equal terrifying loss of control. It can take days for a cat's cortisol levels to return to normal after an event like this. The right way to handle visitors is to let the cat be invisible. Provide high shelves or a quiet back room where they can hide. Let them come out on their own terms. If they decide to investigate, tell your guests to ignore the cat entirely. A cat feels much safer approaching a human who is not staring at them or trying to grab them. Mistake number 8 is something you probably do every single day without realizing it. The unblinking stare of doom. You are sitting on the sofa and your cat walks into the room looking absolutely adorable. Your heart swells with love, so you turn your head, lock eyes with them, and just stare deeply into their beautiful feline eyes, admiring their majesty. You might even smile a big toothy human smile. You are projecting pure love and adoration. But what does your cat do? They suddenly stop dead in their tracks, their pupils dilate, they look away nervously, and they might even turn around and leave the room entirely. You are left feeling rejected again. Why did they run away from your loving gaze? Because in the complex language of feline non-verbal communication, you did not just say, "I love you." By staring wide-eyed and unblinking, you essentially just yelled, "I am challenging you to a fight to the death. Prepare yourself." The emotional disconnect here is monumental. In the animal kingdom, and specifically for cats, prolonged direct eye contact is a sign of aggression, dominance, and a precursor to an attack. When 2 neighbourhood cats are about to get into a brutal midnight brawl, what do they do first? They sit completely still and stare unblinkingly into each other's eyes. By staring at your indoor cat, your body language is highly threatening, making them feel emotionally unsafe and on edge. Furthermore, showing your teeth in a smile can look like you are baring your fangs. To fix this, you need to learn to speak cat. The next time you make eye contact with your furry friend, immediately soften your gaze. Slowly close your eyes, keep them closed for a second, and then slowly open them. This is known as the slow blink and is the ultimate feline gesture of trust and peace. It tells them, I am closing my eyes because I trust you enough to be vulnerable. If your cat slow blinks back at you, congratulations. You just gave each other a true feline hug. Our ninth mistake is a tough one for humans to handle, rejecting the sacred gift. Imagine waking up on a beautiful Sunday morning. You stretch, open your eyes, and there, sitting right on your pillow, is your proud cat. And right next to your cat is a half-dead, incredibly juicy water bug, or perhaps a mouse they caught in the basement. Your immediate human reaction is sheer horror. You scream, jump out of bed, grab a tissue, and dramatically throw the disgusting creature into the toilet while yelling at the cat. Gross! Why would you bring that in here? The cat sits there watching you throw away their prize, looking completely baffled and genuinely hurt. You think you just saved yourself from a pest infestation, but to your cat, you just committed the ultimate betrayal. You did not just reject a bug, you rejected a deeply emotional offering that took them time, effort, and skill to acquire. You have essentially crushed their tiny furry ego. Why do cats bring us dead things? It is deeply rooted in their social structure. In a colony of wild cats, mothers teach their kittens how to survive by bringing back dead or injured prey for them to practice on. Because you are the big, clumsy, hairless cat of the house who never seems to hunt anything successfully, your cat genuinely believes you are incompetent at survival. They love you, so they have taken on the responsibility of providing for the family and trying to teach you how to hunt. When you scream and throw the gift away in disgust, you are deeply insulting their contribution to the family unit. It makes them feel unappreciated and misunderstood. While no one expects you to eat the dead mouse, you have to manage your reaction. Try to suppress your horror. Praise the cat softly, saying, "Oh, wow, what a mighty hunter you are, thank you." Then, distract the cat with a toy or treat in another room and secretly dispose of the gift while they are not looking. This saves their pride and your sanity. Finally, mistake number 10. The myth of the independent loner. Society has painted this picture that cats are completely aloof, independent creatures who do not care if we are around or not. So when it is time for a long weekend vacation, you pull out the suitcase, you fill up a giant bowl of dry food, leave a bucket of water, clean the litter box, and say, "See you in 3 days, buddy. You'll be fine." You walk out the door feeling totally guilt-free, thinking your cat will just sleep the whole time. But meanwhile, back at home, your cat is watching the door close, and a wave of deep anxiety washes over them. They wander from room to room, meowing loudly into the empty space. They might sleep on your dirty laundry just to smell your scent, or worse, they might become so stressed that they stop eating entirely. The idea that cats do not care if we leave is one of the most damaging myths in pet care, and leaving them alone for long stretches hurts them profoundly. The truth is, cats form incredibly deep, complex bonds with their human families. They are highly social creatures disguised as tough loners. They rely on your presence not just for food, but for emotional stability, routine, and comfort. When you suddenly vanish for days, their routine is shattered. They do not have a concept of time. They do not know if you are gone for 2 days or forever. Feline separation anxiety is incredibly common and severely underdiagnosed. Leaving a cat completely alone for more than 24 hours can lead to serious psychological distress and physical health issues, like urinary tract blockages caused by stress. If you are going away, do not just leave a mountain of food. Hire a pet sitter to come in at least once a day, not just to scoop the box, but to play with them, talk to them, and maintain some semblance of their daily routine. Understanding that your cat truly needs your presence is the key to protecting their fragile emotional world. And there you have it, folks. Now you know exactly what is going on inside that mysterious, purring little head of theirs. We humans might be clumsy, loud, and totally misunderstand their wild instincts sometimes, but At the end of the day, our cats stick around because they truly love us. By making just a few small changes, respecting their boundaries, keeping the noise down, and learning to slow blink, you can build an unbreakable bond of trust with your furry best friend. Remember, they aren't trying to be difficult. They are just trying to survive in a big, confusing human world. If you found this video helpful, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with every cat parent you know. Let's save some feline feelings together. Before you go, I have one last question for you. Which of these 10 mistakes surprised you the most, and are you guilty of any of them? Confess your crimes in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.